I just want to begin then. Just wanted to thank all of you for the time. This is another part of the training that we are organizing for the TIC Americas finalists this year. The topic is how to do a successful pitch. This is also, we're going to have the opportunity to have Erica Castillo, who is originally from Brazil. She has over 15 years of experience in software development for e-commerce. She is also the CEO and founder of End-to-End Virtual, founder of Web Moments, and has a master's in product management. Erica herself is an expert, let's say, in pitching. She wrote a book as well about an ebook about pitching. She has won several awards on how to deliver an effective pitch. So the idea of this format will be, I will give the word to her. She will present some of her insights and recommendations. Then we'll open up for questions. I just also want to remind everyone, in the opportunity during the events, you will have the opportunity to do different kind of pitches and pitch many times. You have the general pitch, which is at the expo. All the finalists will have a stand, an expo. So you're going to be constantly having people come visit you, talking to you, asking about your business, your project. So it's important to have a short pitch ready for that. You will have the pitch that will be done during the evaluation for the judges. So as I already presented in an earlier session, you'll have 15 minutes to do a presentation, which will include this pitch. So that's another moment. And the third moment during the event is on the 12th of April. There's a session on inviting all the finalists to pitch. 3-minute pitch in front of everybody who's attending the conference. So you'll be in a stage, just with a microphone, and just do your 3-minute pitch. So the idea of Erica presenting is to talk about the content, and you have to think about how you're gonna put this together in the different formats of the pitching you're gonna have to do in Lima. So to push ahead, I wanted to thank Erica again for her time, and I will unmute your mic, Erica. Thank you so much, and the floor is yours.
Thank you, Rafi. Hello, everyone. As Rafi has already introduced me, I am an expert in e-commerce, and I have one startup. And I have done a lot of travels around the world, doing some internationalization missions to Silicon Valley, UK Tech City, and to Paris Startup Hub. And during these travels, I have learned a lot about how to do a pitch. I had to presentate some pitches to investors and some clients. And I will teach you a little about how to do it. Okay, so can you pass, please? So a little about pitch history. The history is that if you find the principal person you have to tell about your business in an elevator, what will you do? You have maybe 1, 2, 3 minutes to tell about the person about your business, and you have to convince the person you have a great business, something that they have to invest or they have to buy. So the idea to do a pitch, a history of the pitch is about it. So here I have some draw, a little draw about it. You are entering the elevator and talk with someone about your business. Okay, so pass. So the first thing you have to do is do your homework. When you are doing it, you have to think that when you pitch for different kinds of persons, sometimes for clients and sometimes for investors or for partners. And when you are talking with clients, you have to listen first and understand what's the pain of the client. Feel the pain, what the client needs. And after feel the pain, you need to focus on the solution, and the solution you offer to these clients. And when you are pitching for investors, You have to show your company work. So show the numbers of your company, how many clients you have, how much you have sales. Um, you have to introduce numbers as the size of your market, see how much can you sell in 1 year. So you focus on your business. To clients, you focus on solution, and to investors, you focus on the business. Okay, yes. And to do all these kinds of things, you have to know your audience. So Rafael have talked a little about 3 moments you do your pitch, and you have to know who you listen you. So, for example, here I know everyone that is listening has a startup, so you know about entrepreneurship world. So there in the event, who will pass through your stand, who will listen you when you are doing the big pitch, do they know about your business? So I am, for example, specialized in e-commerce. I can talk a lot of things that people listen to me doesn't know in e-commerce. For example, marketplace, online marketplace. So I have to explain what's an online marketplace for this kind of people. So you have to know who are listening you and explain things that they don't know. Okay? Yes. So one important thing when you are doing the pitch is to enchant your audience. So some tips I can do about it is when I am doing a pitch, usually I use my company to search because it's branding. The name of my company is N20 Virtual. I don't want that people understand M to M. So when I have it written in the t-shirt, it's easier for people to understand. Usually I start with a question so the people can put themselves in the pain I am trying to solve. So for example, as I work with e-commerce, I started asking for people, do you know what is an online marketplace? Or I can just ask, do you know that launch a marketplace is really expensive? And usually people just stand the hand, and sometimes you can wait for it if you know that a lot of people will stand up the hand, or if you know that just a little of people will do it, you can just continue to talk about your problem. Uh, Other things that you have to do to make the audience pay attention on you. How do you do this? Usually, you can change the your voice, the volume of your voice. So sometimes you can just talk loud, and sometimes you can just change your voice. And also you can look around the place, and the people where you are looking at will think that you are talking to them, because you have to remember that sometimes people will not understand what you are talking, or people are tired and they can just sleep in the moment you are talking about your business. So you have to do everything you can to people pay attention on you. Pass. I don't know if you will have a visual presentation during the pitch, but if you have, something that you have to think about is to use more images than text. So try just to use icons and just put a little of text to remember you of what you have to talk about. Don't use animations. I know some people like to use PowerPoint, Prezi, but sometimes if the computer is not so good, the animation will take some moments to pass from one slide to another, and it is not good. Be careful with colors because if you use, for example, light yellow and try to use fonts with the color white, people cannot read. And you have to take care of it. And it's also important that if you put a lot of text in your presentation, people will try to read it instead of understand what we're talking about. So for it, it's really important to just use more images and try to use fonts more known. For example, Robot, Arial, Times New Roman, Calibri, because it's easier for people to read and also carry a lot of versions of your presentation. For example, you can use PDF, PPT, and the others because you don't know if the computer that you are using to make your presentation will read the PPT or if the PowerPoint they use is the same version as you have. So it's great if you can write a PDF also. Rafa? Okay. So about the content, the most important thing. Usually you have some kind of um, order to talk about your business. We start with the problem so people can understand what is the pain you are trying to solve. So you have to make everyone feel this kind of pain when you introduce your problem. And it has to be clear because you have about 1 minute to explain. Depends on the pitch, of course, because Rafa told me sometimes you have 5 minutes, sometimes you have 15 minutes. But if you think that you have just 5 minutes, about 1 minute, it's to explain your problem. And if people don't understand what problem you're trying to solve, everything you will talk later, um, they will just travel in their mind trying to understand the problem. So make it clear that everyone understands it. Try with your grandma, your grandpa, your mom, people that don't know anything about your business. Make it clear you can explain it. I passed a lot of time when I did my travel to Silicon Valley trying to explain to people what was the problem, but I could not do it because my problem was too big. I was not telling the real problem I was trying to solve. So what I have in Training Vehicle, it's a marketplace, online marketplace builder. So the problem I solve is that small companies that try to launch a marketplace have to spend a lot of money and time to do it. But when I start to do a pitch in the beginning, when I start to learn how to do it, what I explained was that sell is hard. So people have to sell in marketplaces to make money. So it was hard to understand for people what I was trying to sell. Okay, about the market, you have to show your numbers. So I don't know if everyone here knows about TAM, SUM, and SOM. It's the size of your market, the sum of money you can get. So every kind of information about your market you have to explain in just some minutes or seconds. So if you think about it, for example, if you are trying to sell cell phones, you can just explain that your market has 3 million of persons that that use a cell phone and they are in the age of 20 to 30 years old. It's one example of what market you are trying to target. And after it, you go to the solution. So you explain, we have this kind of problem that impacts this kind of people, and for it, we have created our company. And our solution is done, done, done. So here is the point when you explain how you solve the pain of the client. And in the solution, don't worry about explain everything about your product. So if you have a technology problem, for example, don't try to talk about all the functionalities you have, or, or if you have a physical product, don't try to explain how people have to work it. But you have to pass clearly the information. So, if you have much time, you can explain more about it. If you don't have much time, you have to focus more in the company than in the product. Okay. And when you talk about the solution, if you have a physical product, something that you can show, that's the moment that you can pass through the audience. So, for example, if you are selling a cell phone, you can just take the cell phone and pass through the audience for them to understand what's your problem. And after show your solution, you have to explain about your business model. So here you have to show how you make money. So you can say, I sell the cell phone, so everyone that buy the cell phone will just pay me one time. Or maybe you can say that people rent your cell phone. So you have a monthly payment for people to use your cell phone. um, you can have, for example, uh, like me, a site software service model. So you can explain that people pay you a monthly fee and a commission fee every month. So that is a sort of business model. In here is the time for you to explain about it. And after you explain about your model to make money, you have to talk about your competitors. So who are doing the same thing that you do, or who is solving the problem that the clients have. You can have direct or indirect competitors, and you have to explain how do you solve the problem better. What is your difference of them? How you is better than them in the solution you propose. So sometimes you can just put a table with a lot of the companies that exist and say, oh, I am better than Samsung because their technology is not so good as mine. Or you can say, I have better price than Apple. Or you can say, none of my competitors can do the technology as I do with the price I'm proposing. So you can have a lot of ways to explore uh, your way to make things better than your competitors. And after it, you can talk about your team. And when you talk about it, try to not just show things that everyone has. For example, if you always say, "Oh, I have two persons in my team that are the founders of the company, and you are really great." No, don't do it. You have to explain how you both are really experienced and really great to make your company be successful. So here you have to say, usually what people want is that you have one person that takes the business, the CEO of the company usually, and one person that understands about the technology. And if you have more people, more managers, or more people that work with you, you can say good things about them. So if you are just a student, you have to try to figure out how to explain your experience in other ways if you have not worked yet. But you have, if you have worked in a lot of big companies, you can show it. So you can say, "Oh, I have 10 years of experience in this kind of technology. I have worked in Google, Microsoft, Apple, IBM. My partner have done a lot of things in our kind of business in other companies, and we are together about 5 years working this kind of solution. Our team is really passionate about our work, about our solution, about what we're doing. So try to find something that the investors or the clients will really be attracted about your team. Okay. So after it, you have to talk about the actual moment. So what you are doing right now, what what you have conquered until now. So you can say, oh, we have 200 clients. We have acquired $1 million in with investors. We have solved the problem for 2,000 people, and now we are working expansion to Latin America. Now we are trying uh, to acquire investors. So you have to explain where do you get. So what do you conquer until now? And after explain this, you have to say what you are looking for in the event or with the presentation. So if you are looking for investors, here is the time when you say it. Oh, we are looking for investment of $2 billion to invest in marketing, internationalization, improve our sales, and improve our team, for example. No, I don't want investment, but I want some sales representatives in the country. So here you can say, oh, I am looking for a lot for people that can sell my products in the country. So you have to say what are looking for investment and
Hello, Erika. I think we lost you for a second. Let me unmute you. Hello, Erika. Can you hear me? Erika?
yeah,
Okay, we lost you for
yeah,
one
I'm
second.
reading.
You're
Yeah,
back.
what have you where do I stop with you? What have you listened, Ram?
Oh, sorry. In the part where you're looking, that's where it cut off when you're looking. You said looking.
What do you look for? Okay. So what do you look for is the slide where you have to show the people what are looking the event or with your presentation. If you are looking for investment, here you can say you are looking for investment of 2,000 or $2 billion to invest in marketing, sales, to improve our team, for example. Or if you are not looking for investment, you can just say, oh, we are looking for people that will sell our products here in the country. So looking for partnership, everything that you think that the audience can bring to you, you have to introduce here in this slide. Okay. And after this, you go to call to action. This is the moment where people have to really pay attention and remember what we will talk about. It's the moment you call people to help you to change the world with what you are doing. So here you can say, oh, If you like my business or if you want to talk more about it, I will just wait for you in the end of the room or in the end of the event, or you can just give your email and say you can send me an email and we can talk more about it if you don't have time. If you have time to talk with the people, wait for them in the end of the room and talk with them because it's a really great opportunity for you. But if you don't have time to do it, you can just pass email, telephone number, and your contacts here for people to try to talk with you. Okay, Rafa, thank you. And the more you practice, the better you get. So secret is practice. You have to pitch again, again, and again, and try to make one pitch of 1 minute, and after 3 minutes, and after 5 minutes, 15 minutes, everything you have to practice. Try without the presentation because sometimes when I am doing the pitch, the computer just stops work. But my time, sometimes it just counts my time, and they will not stop the time because of it. So I have to continue the presentation without the visual presentation, without the slides. So you have to remember how to do it because with the clients, for example, when you are in the stand, probably we will not have visual presentation. Just talk with the clients. Call your mother, father, uncle, everyone that you know, and try to pitch them and make sure they understand what your problem and what your solution. And go to events of networking and talk with people there because you will see that every time you make a pitch, you will discover another way to pitch better. So sometimes people will just ask you some questions that you will think, oh, the next time I will put it in the slide. You will see that people are not paying so much paying attention of you, so you change things the way you are talking for people pay attention. So every time you pitch, you will make it better. Okay, next. So here I have some of my contacts. I have my LinkedIn, Erica Grão, and my website. Uh, Rafa, do you have time for me to make a pitch, or do you want to start with questions? What do you want to do?
Great. Well, thank you first. Thank you so much, Erica. Very valuable information.